everybody that you've already met when you came through the doors today, to everybody behind the scenes, a lot of people really work hard. I know to speak for Gene, our president, who worked so hard to make this. And you know, a lot of times unsung heroes, you see everybody in your bulletin right there, but let them know you really thank them. I'd like to do a special recognition at this time because he wasn't able to be here, but Vic McDonald celebrated 50 years in the news industry, and they had a big banquet for you. We want to recognize thank you, John, Monty, Mike, you did so much over the years. Sydney, I'm telling you, y'all really support, promote, acknowledge the Lawrence County Touchdown Club. And, you know, we're just so happy to be here today to hear Coach Englehart talk about PC's big win, not putting any pressure on him, but I don't think Furman knows what's coming. Nope. But I'll just let him tell you all about that.
Just ask Wofford.
But at this time, what we want to do is recognize our Players of the Week. Jeans will take that over here today.
Before we do our Players of the Week, it's great to do that. That's part of our, of course, the first program a couple of weeks ago, we played a game, we played a couple of games down, but before we recognize our two Players of the Week, for the August 22nd to 29th, unless Barry Atkinson didn't slip in on me, I want to tell you, these folks, Lawrence 55, tomorrow night, is going to recognize and name and honor their training, the athletic training facility after the longtime athletic trainer, Barry Atkinson. He served 36 years on that staff. Folks, he was an outstanding athletic trainer. Anybody that was on that staff can tell you that. So I want to applaud you folks for recognizing him, for naming that athletic training facility after Barry Atkinson. We were hoping he'd be here today, and we appropriately, from the Touchdown Club, we were going to recognize him as well. And if you know Barry Atkinson, he was the best, you can tell Mr. Compton, he was the best, as good as athletic trainer there was, but he was a better man. So if you see Barry Atkinson, applaud him for a job well done. Congratulations, young man. That's the thing. As Bridges to come up, our award is given by Farm Bureau Insurance of Lawrence County, and it happens to be Buddy Bridges. His office is right here on Main Street in Lawrence. 2 weeks ago, August 22nd, our Player of the Week was Nathan Bell of Lawrence Academy. Nathan, come on up as well. A couple weeks ago, we had a big win with Lawrence Academy over their rival Newberry Academy, score of 30-14. This gentleman had 14 total tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, 1 forced fumble. The quote was from Coach Dula, well, Nathan Bell is anything you want in a football player. He is a leader who is selfless, tough, T-O-U-G-H, and coachable. The harder it gets, the better he is. August 22, Player of the Week, Nathan Bell, Lawrence Academy. Last Friday night, August 29th, the Player of the Week, Clinton High School, Jaydon. Jaydon, please come forward. This gentleman is a senior middle linebacker. He had 4 total tackles, a tackle for a loss, big interception for 49 yards down to the 1 yard line that resulted in their score as well. Coach Fountain stated, Jaydon has really worked hard on and off the field. He's become a leader on a defensive unit. He embraced his transition to defensive end that he played a year ago, back to linebacker. I think Coach Porter said a moment ago, I didn't see you show up on film that first game, but he showed up, I think, week 2. But anyway, August 29th, Player of the Week, Clinton High School, Jaydon Williams.
Now it's time to get our school's report, and Adams, we're going to let you go first up here today. Representative Thorne will tell us all about the Saints report. Head coach, Adams Dean.
We played ALA in the first game. It was a tough first game. We did shut them out in the second half. It was 43-6. True scored our touchdown. He also, the reason I really brought him here, not because he scored our touchdown, we kind of talked about how important we have 15, 16 guys, and how important it is for guys to really kind of tough things out and stay in the game and not come out of the game. Well, in the first quarter, True fractured his elbow and just played the entire rest of the game. And so, you know, when you think of toughness, you know, that to me embodies it. He knew that if he came out we didn't really have a whole bunch of people behind him. And so he just said, Coach, it's fine, I'll just keep playing. I'll keep playing. You know, and then his mom took him to the doctor the next day and had a fractured elbow. And I kind of felt bad for just throwing him back out there. But he just kept telling me, Coach, I'm good. And the doctor on the sideline cleared him, and so he did that. So, you know, when we talk about being tough, you know, True embodies that. Our other two guys I want to recognize is Ben Parrish, number 66. Ben is a 124-pound tackle and linebacker. And he is 124 pounds of dynamite, I'll tell you. He had 16 tackles in the ALA game. He played every single play, offense, defense, special teams, never came out of the game. And he was blocking guys that had 125 pounds on him and tackling guys and flying all over the field. Ben, he never gets tired. He never wants to come out. He always wants to do everything as hard as he can. Watch him play basketball when we're in PE, and he's just drenched in sweat. And then we got to practice, and he's just drenched in sweat again. Somehow he doesn't get tired. I don't know how. Hopefully he can share that with me and everybody else so we can not get tired. And then the third guy I want to recognize is Brendan Reynolds. Brendan plays running back and linebacker for us. He's another guy that last Friday night didn't come out of the game, played 98 plays, and never came out. And Brendan is kind of embodies exactly like these other two guys what we want to be about. He's a great student in the classroom. He works extremely hard, and he does everything we ask him to. And I'm looking forward. We go to Calhoun Falls tomorrow. We'll play them. That'll be a varsity game, and then we'll kind of drop back down to JV for the rest of the year. And so we won't bring our guys till the end. But I really appreciate the Touchdown Club allowing our guys to come when we play varsity. And we're continuing trying to build something, and these three guys are a big part of that. So thank y'all. Hope y'all have a great week. Good luck to all the other teams. Thank you.
All right, up next, we're going to have the Red Devil Report. And on this week, there's only one way to introduce this man. This is the head coach of the Lawrence County Champions, Coach Corey Fountain.
Thanks for everyone that makes this possible every other week. Awesome crowd today. Just looking back at the Woodruff game, I had a lot of mistakes. Felt like we weren't prepared, and that went on me. And it's a process. Win or lose, we're trying to get better every week. Our guys got back to work, and they were grinding Sunday through Thursday, and we were able to come away with a win last week. Some of those guys that made a huge impact on the last two games. Trey Aiken at offensive line was our offensive player of the game last week. He's a senior, as you know, has already committed to NC, but he's also a leader in the school building. He's a leader on our football team. He brings positive energy every single day. Next up is Chris Floyd, senior safety, leading tackler probably the last 2 weeks. 12 and a half tackles in the game against Woodruff that held one of the top backs in the state to just 72 yards, just all over the place every single Friday night. And Jaydon had 2 huge interceptions, one in the Woodruff game to keep him out of the end zone, and then had a huge interception the last game against Lawrence. But just a consistent player each and every day, consistent practice player each and every day, making sure we get lined up where we need to on defense. And then next up, we got Josh Watts, our only junior that we brought. He's small in stature, but he gets after it. He's a special teams player of the week this past Friday. He was all over the field, and we look for big things out of him the rest of the year on special teams. You got to make special teams important. Sometimes kids on your team don't realize how important special teams are, and we want to make sure we highlight those guys that have great effort in special teams. We're just trying to hold the line as coaches. Each week we're just trying to get better each and every day and hold our kids to a standard, win or lose, and it's a process, and we're trying to get better each and every week, and it's just a blessing to be able to coach the Red Devils, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Up next will be Coach Dula, and I look here 2-0. Boy, you got them Crusaders rolling. I bet you can't tell Jesse Tarver nothing over that PA system at Todd Kirk Field. This is head coach Jolly Dula.
Thank you. We could be 0-2 and we still lived up till thing. But thank you again for having us highlight for our kids and certainly for us. this organization does a wonderful job putting this thing together every couple of weeks. We are fortunate enough to be 2-0. And, kind of like as a parent, when you pray for your children to be mentally strong and physically tough, the Lord doesn't give them superhero powers. They give them experiences in their life that make them mentally tough and physically strong. And that's usually tough times. And so our outcomes are 2-0, and that's wonderful. But the process, Coach Felton said, they're just a process of getting better. There's guys have to struggle to get stronger, and we've certainly, it's been a long road to get to here. We got a even longer road to go from here on out. Galatians 6:9 says, "Do not grow weary in doing good, for at a proper time you will reap a harvest if you do not give up." And so, all these coaches here are just trying to teach kids to not give up, to keep persevering, and you'll get stronger. And there's a reward at the end of that. And obviously, we all want the harvest to be right now, but sometimes that's not the way the Lord works. And so, we're certainly grateful, thankful to be 2-0. But they don't give you rings for being 2-0, right? You got to win the last one. And so the process is just keep getting better every single day. For 2 years, I think we brought the same guys just about every week. And to tell you how we've matured as a program, it's difficult to pick the 4 or 5 guys that we want to bring every week. We want to honor guys that do things the right way, that work hard, and then perform well on Friday nights. And you've already met Nathan Bell. He's been here, I think he's been here about as much as I have in the course of 3 years. Phenomenal young man, joy to coach. Like I said, the tougher he gets, the better he is. And then we got some guys that I think the first time here. And these are guys that they got a lot of good football left in front of them. We got 2 sophomores, Jeff Walters, who starts at left guard for us. He's going to be a phenomenal football player for us, and is doing a tremendous job already this year. It paves the way for our starting tailback. Mason Cooper, he leads us in rushing and scoring so far this season. Fast, electric kid. One of the things, he's kind of battling through some injuries right now, and we actually have a little bit of depth. We can spell him on defense a little bit. And we all coaches, I think, like guys that want to play, that want to play more. And kind of like, Coach, I'm good, I can stay in on defense, even in a game that we've got in hand. And then freshman Elias Wilton, we had to bring him up last year as an 8th grader. Not the biggest, not the fastest, not the strongest, very smart athlete. Brought him up last year, kind of finished our season as an 8th grader. Knows what to do, and knows what other people are supposed to do too. So he's going to have a phenomenal career. Last week, he rushed for a touchdown at the end of the game, and he had 2 interceptions. Played a team that last week, that it's been a number of years since Lawrence Academy was beating them. We had a phenomenal effort. They had 79 yards total offense, and 40 of it came on the last drive of the game, and close to 400 yards of offense on our part. So complete total team effort. Very proud of these guys. Got a long way to go. It's a long season, but I think we're committed to the process of getting better. Thank you.
Before Greg comes up, I just like to say, it took just a few minutes Friday night to take it all in. I mean, I'm sitting there talking to Lewis. He's selling them programs out there. He's selling. He's like, get your programs, because he's doing everything that has a monetary value. And then we get ready to go in there, before the ball's going to be kicked off. And Jackson and the Raider crew's right here, and our crew's right here. And Coach Harold Nichols said it better than anybody. It's just electric. Dude, what would you do to be able to go back one more time on a high school Friday night? Just one more time. Jimmy, one more time if you could do it. And I think sometimes we take it for granted, you know, the win and the losses and all that stuff. We live our lives vicariously through y'all. When you commit to NC State, man, we proud of you. Okay, it's like you represent us. The same thing the way you feel about your guys. So I'm just proud to be able to say that with the Touchdown Club, because we got something in this county very special. And it's been a saying I've always heard all my life. I'm from Mill Village town. I'm gonna say this, I bring Greg up. And it goes like this. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Head coach, Greg Corbin.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I do want to say, Coach Fountain, thank you for your grace. You did get up here and say one thing about the game. That's what a classy coach he is. His players match his run-ins. I had a couple of run-ins with a few of his players on the sideline. First class. Joe, we moved on and went to the next point. So you're doing a great job with your young man, and I appreciate that. Coach, your message spoke to me. You know, tough times, yes it is right now going through Lawrence High School, but we know it's going to make us better. It has to. There's no other option. And what I have here is two young men that I built my program on. I would like for Logan Bragg to stand up for me, please. Logan is a 9th grade quarterback. Who in the world starts a 9th grade quarterback on varsity? And we put all our chips in on this young man. Works hard, studies hard. He's done everything that we ask in this program. And that's what we want to do. We want to build our program and surround him with the right people to do it with. The next guy is BJ Hill. We call his name is Brandon Hill, but I don't like calling him Brandon. We got his name BJ. BJ Hill, the defensive back. He's a junior. And I appreciate the fact, as I watch him play in the game, he never gave up. We're looking for players that will not give up in tough times. It is so easy today to give up when things don't go your way. I've been on the winning side. Same people who pass going up the ladder, be the same people who pass going down. So it is humbling for me, but at the same time, my ego and pride is being dealt with. But I gotta stay strong for my team. I gotta make sure our community stick with us, stay behind us. It's more than wins right now. We're stacking our days. Wins will come, but we have to win in the classroom. We gotta win every day in school. Attendance. But there's no excuse. There's we just got to get better, and the players know that. Up this week, we got BHP. I think when I was counting the teams, I think 6 teams out of the 10 teams we played have played in the state championship. 6. This week we play BHP, extremely tough physical run programs. Coach Blackson does a great job with his players and teams. We got to get ready again. And I know the team. We pray, and I say sometimes you can pray, but you still won't have to do the work. You just can't pray and not do the work. You got to put some effort in, and that's all of us. That's coaches, that's our community, that's our school, that's everyone. Either we all in, or we all. In order to change this program, we have to be all. Thank you.
Fixing to turn this thing over to the Blue Hose. So that means I'm fixing to turn it over to my good friend, Touchdown Club board member, Red Devil radio man. This is Coach Harold Nichols, because I promise you he's the most qualified man in the room to introduce our speaker today.
Thank you, buddy. What a day to be able to introduce Coach Englehart. Really looking forward to him coming up and addressing the Touchdown Club. Couple of things I want to mention before I bring him up. You know, Coach Englehart has been the head football coach. Got hired in January 22. Been here for 4 years. He's been building a program over there that all of us in Blue Hose Nation can be proud of. I'm going to give you a couple of facts. So, in the last 2 football games, the Presbyterian College Blue Hose have played. They played 2 top 25 teams. One at home, they played Butler, who came in ranked number 23 the last game of the year last year. Coach Fountain and his crew ended up on the winning end of that. And I think it was, you guys ended the season on a 4-game winning streak, I believe, last year. He's not going to say all those things, that's why I'm going to say them. When they beat Butler, that was PC's first win over a nationally ranked opponent since joining the Pioneer League in 2020. Obviously, we talked about the big win against the number 11th ranked Mercer crowd down in Macon. Coach Englehart and his crew, they had over 400 yards. And that wasn't a fluke win down there. They had over 400 yards of offense versus a defense that led the FCS in a lot of defensive categories last year, back in 24. Defending Southern Conference champion, 2-time playoff participant, on the road in their place opening night down in Macon. Couple of other facts. As a member of the Pioneer League since 2020, PC upset over Macon puts to rest a 35-game Pioneer League losing streak against FCS top 25 teams. So it's 35 attempts. All right, we finally popped one as a member of the Pioneer League. Since 2010, none of the 11 programs in the Pioneer League had ever beaten the top 15 opponents. Entering the 2023 campaign, no school in Pioneer League history had ever defeated a member of the Southern Conference. Coach Englehart now boasts 2 victories against Southern Conference opponents after we meet that team up the road in Spartanburg in 2023. This week, we get to head up the road to play a team up in Greenville. We haven't gone head-to-head with that crowd since we beat them in 2014 when they came into Baylor Memorial Stadium as the number 12th ranked team in the country. We were able to beat them then. So I've been able to enjoy this win all week. Coach Englehart's only been able to enjoy it for about 24 hours, so he's got his focused attention to them. But can't tell you how proud we are of Coach Englehart, the staff, all the kids that are over there. It's amazing what you can accomplish as a program when you've got alignment from the leadership, Dr. Gustafson, the AD and D, and with Coach Englehart. They've got a great crew going on over there right now that all Blue Hose Nation can be proud of. So y'all join me in welcoming Coach Englehart and giving the Good Lawrence County Touchdown Club congratulations.
Well, you guys know I usually don't like to use a microphone, but I'm going to use it today. I've used my voice quite a bit this week, but first off, just want to say thank you to Anita Gustafson and Dee for being here, and also having to put up with the other 2 guys at the table, Charlie and Harold. I don't know how you guys do it, sorry, and we'll just keep working through it, all right? Keep battling, all right? Keep battling. But Harold was right, the alignment of our university. I think we have the best president and the best athletic director in the country. They've given me the support. Anita was there this weekend and was in the locker room after the game, sharing in a few dance moves with the guys and all that stuff. So it was a fun time. Obviously, I wasn't able to enjoy it very long, but we did enjoy it. It was a big win for our program. It's funny because this is the 4th year I've spoke here at this, and after the first year, Gene called me up and said, hey, we're going to get you to come and speak at this date again. And I was like, oh man. I was like, last year, after the first game, we lost 63-10 to Austin Peay. I wasn't in a real good mood to come in and speak after a loss like that. But I did it, and the second year we lost 41-10 to Murray State. And then asked me again next year, and I said, man, can we not get this on can you not give me a few games to try to get a win before I come and talk to this crowd? He said, no, we'd like you to come at this first one. I said, okay, well, you must be saving, or you must be one of the best speaker of the year first, so that's what we'll do. Last year, same thing. And we lose to Mercer, 63-10. So I am a little happier today that I could come in after a 15-10 victory. But we're moving on, and all eyes are on Furman. And, I echo, everything that Coach Dula talked about is so much true. When we took over this program in 2022, it was tough. There was a lot of things that we had to battle through, and it wasn't easy. But what I'll say is, there's still something to be said about doing things the old-fashioned way. The old-fashioned way. And that's what we've done. And when I say the old-fashioned way, I mean from a standpoint of recruiting, developing, and retaining. And that's not, sometimes in college football, that's not a thing anymore. They don't really recruit because they just pick someone out of the portal that they think is going to be better because they went to maybe a better school than them. Or because they just got someone out of portal, they think that they've already developed, so they don't develop. And then they don't really care about retaining. And that's what we've been able to do, here. That's what I'm most proud of. We've recruited high school kids that we brought in and we developed them. And the first year was hard. We brought in like 70 freshmen the first year, and we had to develop them, and we had to go through the lumps. The first year when we go 1-10, and those 10 losses was by an average of 32 points. Okay? An average of 32 points. And you just keep battling, and you bring in another class, and you develop, and you get stronger, and you develop not only physically, but you develop mentally, and you go through all those situations, all of those hard times, and you persevere. And then you retain. You retain through your culture by just continuing to love on the kids, no matter what, and not be focused on the outcome, but be focused on the process. And if you can continue to love on them, you can get them to do a lot of extraordinary things. But it's not done easy. The old-fashioned way takes time. It takes a lot of time to do it. First you got to get them to try to just compete. Just compete. We have a saying, and I've talked about it before, but pull the rope. And pull the rope is effort, discipline, and perseverance. Effort, discipline, and perseverance. So that's kind of how our program started, how we kind of kept building it. And that's all we preach. Keep giving effort. Keep having discipline in everything that you do. Go to class. Clean the locker room. The very first day on the job, I got all the guys up at 6 a.m. and we were in the locker room, cleaning the locker room together. And that's how you build pride in a program. You build pride in a program. We have a group text that was started day 2 of my job with my staff. Day 2 on the job, that it's titled PC Pride. That's what our group text is about, PC Pride. So getting guys to have pride in the program, but you do that by loving on them, holding them accountable, making sure that they understand what the standard is, and continuing to do that no matter what. Don't change. And that's something that we have not done. We haven't changed what our core beliefs and what our core goals are. You just keep plugging away. Because I do believe that if you just keep focusing on those core goals, which are this effort, discipline, and perseverance, that through effort, you begin to build trust on a team. If everybody continues to see everybody giving effort in everything, guys will see me in the locker room, vacuuming in the locker room. They will see me do that. They will see me picking up trash. They will see me taking trash out to the dumpster. My team will see me do that. And so you build trust through effort. And then through discipline and doing things the right way. Going to class. Being early. Showing up 30 minutes before weightlifting time so you can get yourself mentally prepared. You develop that discipline, and then the team respects you for it. I respect that guy because, man, he's doing things the right way. Everything Coach is saying, he does it the right way. So I respect that guy for it. We build respect within the team. And then through perseverance, through all these hard times that we've been, last year we lost 2 overtime games. We lost a lot of close games. It was another one that was tough. We were getting better, but it was tough. But you persevere through those things together, and it builds love within the team. That's what makes an organization, I think great. You can, I talk to our team all the time in ways that it's not just about football, it's about life. And all these things I'm saying right now, it could be right into an organization or a company. It's not just about football. If you develop those things and you believe in your core values and you stick with it no matter what, you don't change, then those things can be, can happen for you. So now we're at a different stage. Obviously we had a big win. Guys have been patting us on, everyone's been patting us on our back, for the last week. And so now you have to deal with success. We kind of got over the fear of failure. We talked a lot about last year about eliminating the fear of failure. Now it's holding us back. And I think that we've eliminated the fear of failure. And then now you got to deal with success and expectations. Sometimes expectations, the problem with that is you think you can just show up. You think you can just show up and it'll happen again. So we've been, really focused on, staying to the process. Just because we won a game doesn't mean we change how we do things. You still have to go through those things that you need to go through to be successful. You got to eliminate relief syndrome. Relief syndrome, like, we won. We finally made it. Everything's going to be okay now. Well, no, it's not. You got to show up and you got to earn it every single day. And all these coaches, get up here and they talk about the same thing. None of us are different in that. We talk about the same exact stuff. We focused on, this season being really into the now. The now. If you focus on the past, you're delusional. Absolutely delusional. If you focus on the past, if you've done well, you're delusional and think you're just going to do well again. If you lost last week, you're delusional if you think you're going to lose this week. You just got to go into it every single day. And if you focus on the future, then it builds up unneeded anxiety. It's a distraction if we're thinking about the future. If we think about, what this year can be. That's already played out. That's already there. Now we just have to put the work together to make sure we get there. Focus on the now, keeps you focused. And then also now we use as an acronym, no other way. Our culture, the way we do things, the things that we preach, there's no other way. There's no other choice. This is how we're going to do it. So excited about this week. It's another unbelievable opportunity to get another win, hopefully against a SoCon opponent. The first time a couple years ago against Wofford, I think we were all just, a little bit shocked in a way that we did win, and it was hard to get back on track, and we only ended up with 4 wins that year after, what we thought was a great win, and we thought we were on our way. I think we've learned our lesson this time. We got another SoCon win, top 15 opponent, but our guys are hungrier than ever, really coming to work. So we've got a great challenge in Furman. They're really well coached. Coach Hendricks does a great job with them over there, and they started off with a win as well against William & Mary. They have a really strong team that has a lot of guys back. They have to play a lot of kids, and they have a secret weapon. A little bit is they sent Monty over to spy on us. The other day, I go into the gym and Monty's in there. I said, "Oh, what are you doing? You can't be in here now. You're a Furman guy. You can't have Furman guys in here." So, but he's not going to be at the game because you're getting recognized.
I'm going to be at Clinton High, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be at Clinton High.
Besides that, I'm just not that good.
Well, it'll be a great game Saturday at 2 o'clock. Hopefully we can get some of you up there to Greenville. And I'm gonna really finish with this. We have 3 home games in a row after this week, and I really want to challenge all of you, and players included. Love to have you guys come to a home game. We'll get you on the list and all those things. But really want to challenge you to come to our home games. Come to Bailey Memorial Stadium. I think we're going to put out a great product, and these kids deserve the support. They absolutely deserve the support. These are non-scholarship athletes that have come here and they grind every day and they want to put PC back on the map. And they've done that for 4 years. I have over 30 seniors that have went through a lot of tough times. And they're non-scholarship, and we just went and knocked off the scholarship program. We're going to knock off another one. And they need to be supported. They need to be supported. They deserve it. They deserve it. And I'm pleading with you. Come to our home games, support us, and you're going to also get a good show. All right? So thank you all. I appreciate everything that this club does, and I appreciate all of you, and hope to see you at Bailey Memorial in a couple weeks. Thank you.
Okay. Tell you what, we're doing good on time this year too. Meetings in a row, June, before the 1 o'clock hour. That means it's time for door prizes. And, you know, going back to our game day sponsors, I'm going to ask Dr. Penland to come up now. I'm going to ask Miss Elizabeth to come up, and Andrew, Eric Delgado, Leslie, y'all come up with door prizes. Get your tickets right there. I can tell you that our next meeting's going to be in 2 weeks. That'll be September 18th. And the speaker that day is going to be Coach Shell Dula. Our game day sponsors that week is going to be Family Pet Medicine and Carolina Stitches. And our caterer on the 18th is going to be School District 56 under the direction of Ms. Cindy Jacobs. So be here in 2 weeks for that. Good luck to all our high school teams. Good luck to our Blue Hoses packed Bailey Memorial Stadium over there and support the Hose. We're not looking past Furman, but they do play 2 weeks like Coach told us at home and be there. What time will that home game at Erskine be? 7 o'clock at night. So be over there to support the team. All right, get your tickets.